Sean Holmes of FanSided, joined now by a man who ranked in the top 4 in the nation in diversified crop production of cantaloupe, cotton, and wheat, as well as NFL MVP Josh Allen. Josh, how are you?
I'm doing great, Sterling. Thanks for having me on.
Have you had that intro before with the cantaloupe, cotton, and wheat?
You know what? I don't think I have. That's a first. So that's was pretty good.
You're a diversified man, but I do want to start here. We all know game time snacks are an essential part of watching football, and you need the right snack to munch on when halftime hunger hits, with the classic Snickers bar being a clear game day essential to satisfy hunger. You teamed up with Snickers, and you have a really cool thing rocking right now. Can you tell me more about this partnership that you have?
Yeah, obviously being in Buffalo, we know how to tailgate here. So I feel like I'm the man for this job to help with this project. Right? It's a limited edition trio of dipping sauces made with real Snickers ingredients. So you got chocolate barbecue, peanut teriyaki, and then you got caramel buffalo. And you might be thinking, there's no way these taste very good. Okay. Have you tried them yet?
No, this is my first time. I just took the tops off right now. So I have the three sauces.
I'm just gonna let you know you're gonna be unbelievably surprised, because I was too. And I'm thinking, sitting here, there's no way that this is gonna be very good. I'm in shock right now. I just tried them about 5 minutes ago. I don't even know what to say. They are so freaking good.
I got my chicken right here. So okay. I got some chicken right here. Which one should I try first?
All right, so I think you should try chocolate barbecue first, because I think peanut teriyaki is my favorite.
Okay.
And you're gonna get a couple like different sensations, but it mixes together so well.
Different sensations.
For, like, dipping. They're for dipping. They're for drizzling your food. They're not to like marinate or anything, but they're just to enhance the snacking and game day experience.
Wow. What?
Right?
That is incredible.
Okay.
That is incredible.
I'm
going to point out to you something here. I'm in Kansas City, so I apologize in advance from being from Kansas City.
All good.
But we know barbecue here in Kansas City. We know sauces here in Kansas City. That is outstanding.
Okay.
Outstanding.
Just wait.
All right. Caramel Buffalo up next. Boom.
This one is really good too.
Wow.
It changes as you eat too.
I don't know how these work. Like, I don't understand. My mind.
I'm still a little mind blown from it, honestly.
My mind is playing tricks on me, because then you eat it and you are taken aback by the deliciousness of something that you thought, no chance.
Yeah. And
no chance.
Peanut teriyaki it blew me away.
I do like this. So good, you'll jump through a table.
Yeah.
I like the branding right there. Have you jumped through a table, Josh? Is that something you partake in your free time?
Not since I've been in the league, but my 20th birthday, yes, I did.
How'd that go for you?
My dad wasn't too happy. That's a story for another time.
Was it at least a good table or a bad table? Oh my gosh, that is the peanut teriyaki really gets you.
I'm telling you.
Oh my gosh. I'm mind blown. Snickers, you've done something that I thought was impossible.
Yeah.
Impossible. When I got these, I thought, is it for ice cream?
Correct.
And then I see chocolate buffalo, or I see caramel buffalo. No chance that's for ice cream. I'm not putting buffalo sauce on ice cream, but now I might actually, because it's very, very good.
Probably good.
But for chicken, my man, that is incredible. By the way, I want to point something out. Josh, you and I have met one time prior to this. You'll have no idea. It was in Lake Tahoe for the American Century Championship.
Oh, heck yeah.
I was the guy. So Trevor Lawrence had lost all of his clothes because the airline forgot his clubs and his clothes, so he had to buy clothes. We were behind him, so we were talking with Trevor Lawrence like the entire weekend. You guys were back to back, and we were trying to figure out who was taller the entire night. And we made you guys stand back to back. So there's no chance you remember this at all, but we found it so funny. After a few adult beverages, I could have probably gone through a table as well. but we had you and Trevor stand back to back because we thought that that was absolutely hilarious. So just throwing that out there.
Who was taller?
I'm sorry, it was Trevor by a bit because I bet on you. I bet on you, Josh, and I was slightly let down. It was by like a half inch.
That's on me.
That's on you. Next time, wear some taller shoes just for that, okay? Just for that. I do want to talk about just what you've done in your NFL career and just your career in general, the growth, the learning, the evolution. I think that's been the paramount description of your football career, from under-recruited, from Reedley to Wyoming, from your first playoff experience to now. Where do you think that you've grown the most?
As a player or as a person?
Both.
I think I've become more calm as a person, understanding kind of what's in front of me, how blessed I truly am, the perspective that I have on life, having the support and family and my wife that I do. Like, I'm a very calm guy because my life is pretty dang good. It's everything I envisioned as a kid. And then on the field, I think it kind of correlates. It's the patience that I've learned to have on the field of, this last year, kind of taking what they were giving me and obviously limiting the turnovers and not trying to force into the every which direction the ball and just letting the game come to me. And I think that it does kind of, I didn't ever recognize that it kind of mirrored the outside world too, my life. And I think it's pretty cool.
Is that something that's fairly common where a lot of times stuff off the field translates on the field? Or there are certain situations that maybe folks in the media, folks who are just fans don't understand? Like we see training camp, we see all of the workouts, but a lot of times there's stuff that we don't see. Is that maybe the biggest impact on the field that fans and media don't see?
I would say so. I mean, I think football in general just teaches so many life lessons, starting from when I was a kid, right? Like, some of the hardest, most enjoyable things I've ever done have come on the football field, and I've gained new perspective on it. Going back to college, I broke my collarbone. Just like little things like taking a shower and being able to wash underneath my armpits. You take that for granted, and then until you can't, use your arm, you're like sitting there, and it's not a good time. So there's that, and I think on the other side of trusting your teammates, getting to know them more off the field, it allows you to trust them more on the field, and I think that's also really cool about the game that I get to play.
Well, let's do something then. We'll talk a little bit about your teammates right now because we'll play a little game. It's a quick hitter game. I'm going to say some quick questions. You answer them quick. We'll have some fun here. Who is the funniest Buffalo Bill?
Deion Dawkins.
Have you or will you ever go drifting in his car?
Absolutely. I have not yet, but I will. I will. If he asks me, I just don't know about the weight limits because he's a big guy. I'm a big guy. I don't know what the weight limits are talking about in those cars, but I would absolutely love to.
One Bill you'll never want to fight with. You see training camp fights all the time. One Bill you're like, nah, no matter what happens, I'm not getting a tussle with that guy.
Spencer Brown.
It's a good call.
Yeah.
It's a good call. Blue cheese or ranch?
Blue cheese.
Okay.
Next question.
Peanut teriyaki, chocolate barbecue, or caramel buffalo on these Snickers sauces?
I'm at a loss because I love buffalo sauce. Buffalo is obviously makes sense, right? But that peanut teriyaki was dang good. I can't forget about it. So I'm not going to go with peanut teriyaki.
I like that. Rather throw a touchdown or run for one?
Throw one.
Okay. Do you have a touchdown celebration planned already, or do you just wing it every single time?
Every time I score, I wing it. But the first rushing touchdown that I get, hopefully this year, God willing, I'm doing the fat Perez Euro step. So I owed him one. He beat me in a one-hole match last year in golf. So I promised him I would do it. And then when I score, like your mind just kind of blacks out, unless you're like practicing something, you forget it. And I didn't do it last year. So I promised him the first rushing touchdown that I have this year, I will do it. So hopefully game day Josh in between the white lines can remember that.
I love that. Which Bill would you tab to have the biggest breakout this year?
Keon Coleman.
Oh, I love that. All right. A lot of fans are fans of Josh Allen. What is Josh Allen a fan of?
I'm a fan of golf. I think that's maybe known. I like to golf. Let's see. I'm a fan of nature. I think that kind of comes from golf. Land and I grew up in the middle of nowhere in the country and peace and quiet. I think that's pretty dang cool. But here in Buffalo at the house, we've got deer coming through our front yard and backyard every single day. Had two flocks of geese have I don't even know how to say geeslings. Had
I've never
baby
heard. I've
had
never
baby
heard baby geese.
Yeah, and they absolutely destroyed my yard and my driveway, but it was cool to see them. So yeah, nature.
Well, man, if they destroyed my lawn, you have a way better outlook on life than I do. Because me and squirrels, we're in a standoff right now. Me and squirrels, they eat my garden. They steal my tomatoes, and they just watch me do it. They just sit there, eat the tomato, take one bite, and leave. So I'm glad that you were way better with nature than I am. When it comes to Hard Knocks, this has been a little evolution of Hard Knocks, right? They have the MVP on now. They have a great team in Buffalo on now. How has this been for you where I don't know if you're the most public guy, but now you're almost forced to be public with all this access? How's that transition been like?
You know what? When we were originally announced, I'll be the first to admit I wasn't too happy about the whole situation because to your point, anything and everything with Hard Knocks had to do with teams that were coming off a losing season or a young quarterback draft pick or just kind of I wouldn't say dysfunctional organizations, but you were kind of in the realm of the teams that weren't playoff teams, right? So I viewed it as a bad thing. And then practice one came around. I was mic'd up and I felt like I changed who I was because I didn't want to talk. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to draw any more attention. And then I told myself after that practice, like, that's not going to make me better. That's not going to make my teammates better. So next time I was mic'd up, I tried to let loose and actually be who I was. Um, I was pleasantly surprised how upfront and honest they were about when and who they were filming. We had asks that they granted. And the crew was awesome. NFL Films, the entirety of their crew that was there was awesome. They did their jobs. They were respectful. So it turned out to be a much greater experience than I thought we were going to have.
That's awesome. I hope enough time has passed here because I want to ask something. It's about the 13-second game. I told you I'm here in Kansas City, but for me, just even the fan aspect of this, that may have been the greatest game and fourth quarter I have ever witnessed in my entire life. Win or lose, it almost didn't matter. You're just engrossed in the game. But for you, what was going through your mind during the entirety of that one? You and Gabe Davis could not have a connection. It was just incredible. The zone you were in was something that, again, I don't know if we've seen before. And then just obviously the culmination of it all. What was it like for you, just the range of emotions?
Honestly, that whole up until the last play, I didn't have like an emotion throughout the game. I was just kind of steady here. We scored late. I let some emotion out, and then I got right back to even kill. And then we know what happens, and we don't need to talk about it. But yeah, that was definitely a game where the term flow state it gets thrown around, but it definitely felt like that's when I found flow state.
Yeah. When it comes to your Mount Rushmore of all-time quarterbacks,
Ooh.
who are you throwing on there?
Tom, mm, I'm gonna since I like this is my era. Like I would love to put Joe Montana and Steve Young on
Yeah.
Mount Rushmore because I loved how they played the game. I grew up a Niners fan. But if I'm gonna go Tom. I'm gonna go Aaron. I'm gonna go Peyton. And then there's this quarterback I didn't give enough credit growing up. Drew Brees.
Wow, I like that.
Yeah, an absolute stud. Absolute.
Especially, when you look back at those numbers of Drew Brees too, you're always just mind blown.
Yeah.
You're just shocked. It's incredible.
Yeah, it really is. He put up some unbelievable numbers, and like he had good players around him, but not like the guys, like he made everybody around him better. And Joe Brady, our offensive coordinator, is a New Orleans Saints guy. He came from the Saints. So we see a lot of film with Drew Brees, and some of the throws that he would make, and the way that he had to get on his tippy toes to see over old linemen. Like it was fun to watch. And I didn't watch him enough as a kid growing up to understand the gravity and magnitude of how good he actually was. So he'd be up there.
Before I let you go, Josh, I know you have a large investment in your family farm, the Allen Ranch, cultivating over 2,500 acres of pistachio trees. Are we going to have a collab with Snickers? Are we going to do a Josh Allen pistachio Snickers? And then we can dunk it in this deliciousness, which is the Snickers sauces.
It has been talked about, and I'm never going to say never to it. So we got to start producing more fruit before we do that, though. So we got to get some more nuts going.
I like that. Josh Allen, big nut guy. Josh Allen and Snickers. Really appreciate Snickers as well. Cannot get over how mind blown I am by the Caramel Buffalo, chocolate barbecue, peanut teriyaki. I know a lot of folks in KC, you're going to say, hey, chocolate barbecue, what are you doing to barbecue sauce? I promise you, I swear to you, the Sterling stamp, it's delicious.
There we go.
I promise you, you're going to dig it. Josh Allen, MVP. Josh, really appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you, Sterling.